Hi, collective. Welcome in. I'm getting this message that many of you had a relationship or a marriage or just a very high level of commitment broken up by some sort of third party. This could have been a ex-mother-in-law, ex-father-in-law, or a just an ex in general, right? So I'm getting strongly that it was like an ex-baby mama or baby daddy, someone they had children with or a child with. So please just take this as it resonates. This is a collective message, so it's not going to resonate with all of you, so just take what resonates and leave the rest, okay? If you do want a personal, my website is in the description box and you can order one there. Okay, so let's get this started. So I'm getting really strongly that you didn't know what happened, right? All of a sudden, like, you felt like things were going fine, or maybe they were a little rocky, and you're like, okay, but we're married, or we're in this to, till the end. Like, you really felt like, yeah, even though things might be like a little rough, you're going to go to counseling or you're going to talk it through, but you really felt like you weren't at the end, right? And then all of a sudden, this person just switched up on you. They just up and left. So that's who this message is for. And okay, you could have been fighting a lot. My dogs are kind of wanting to scrap right now. Koba, go lay down, please. Go lay down. We're not going to do that. No. No. So you could have been fighting with this person, but you didn't think that that was going to end your marriage, or you didn't think that that was just going to end your relationship. And you kind of suspected that, okay, something's really strange here. Did someone break us up, or like what happened? Well, Spirit wants you to know that yes, your intuition was correct. Someone did break you up. And it was this ex, it was this ex-wife, this ex-husband, this ex-baby mama, this ex-baby dada. Someone could call their kids could call this person dada. That just came through. Or it is like a mother-in-law or father-in-law or something like that, okay? So we're going to get into this. We're going to pull cards and see what Spirit wants you to know for your highest and greatest good. Okay, Spirit, what do they need to know? Whew, this message is like, it's going to be a tough message. So yeah. All right, here we go. Yeah, there was major interference. Okay, so if you were thinking that, your intuition was spot on. But what I'm getting is that whatever you went through back there, or whenever this happened, Spirit is flipping that energy. So whatever you went through, they're going through, or they're getting ready to go through. All right, so a destiny came out. They're struggling to find their destiny. They don't know the right path. And I'm getting that they don't know the right path because you're not with them. So when you were with them, you were able to like kind of direct them in the right way. Like you're like, hey, I really think we should go over here. And now they're just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what my purpose is. So they're really struggling to find their right path. And you know what you're doing. You know where you're going. You're being guided by the divine. Yeah. Now, I don't know if this person that broke you guys up had some kind of dirt on them, or if they had some sort of control, or if they were using the kids, if they had kids, if this part resonates, if they were using the kids against them. They're like, oh, you better leave this person, or you're not going to ever see your child again. And the whole reason why this ex did this is because they couldn't stand, first of all, they couldn't stand you, and they couldn't stand to see you happy. And they're still in love with this other person. Okay, your ex, they're still in love with them. Even though they could have moved on, they could have married someone else, been in another relationship, they still had some sort of deep soul level love and dedication to your husband or your wife or your boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever you were with. So they're like, okay, we broke up and I married someone else, or I went with someone else, and you went with collective, And that's fine. Okay, I can deal with that. But the fact that they were happy with you, the fact that they loved you, they couldn't stand it. And that's why they broke you up. That's why they broke you up. Yeah. They couldn't stand it. Okay, what else, Spirit? It was all out of envy and jealousy. They didn't like you as a person because you're a healer. They didn't like what you had, your stability. Maybe you were like a really good mom figure or dad figure to their child. They didn't like that either. No matter what they said, they could have been pretending to be like a nice person or like, oh yeah, I want to co-parent with y'all and all this stuff. No, on the inside, they were like, ugh. They hated you. That's the energy, okay? They hated you. Ugh. All right, what do we got here? Yeah, we've got heartbroken. Yeah, your ex is in despair. They're lost and they're heartbroken. They didn't want to leave you, seemingly. Of course, if they didn't want to leave you, then they wouldn't have, right? And it doesn't even really matter if this person had like blackmail or dirt or whatever it was. This is a lesson for your ex, because it's like, just because someone tells you, oh, you need to leave this person, why did they listen? They didn't have any sort of like sovereignty, or they can't think for themselves. Something was really going on with your ex where they couldn't make their own decisions. So, or maybe they made a snap decision. If you were arguing and fighting, like my dog just decided to snap at my other dog, and for no reason. There's no food here, there's no snack or bone or anything. He was just like being grumpy. And so maybe it was just sort of like you had an argument or had a fight, or maybe you all were drinking or smoking or whatever it was, and they made a snap decision that they couldn't take back. But either way, they're heartbroken. They are heartbroken. Yeah. They're deeply sad and hurt, but that was their own choice. That was their own choice, collective. So, but they're grieving. They don't know what they're doing in life. It was kind of like you were their compass. You were their compass. You were the angel on their shoulder, and this other person was the devil on their shoulder. And they listened to the devil. Yeah. Okay, what else, Spirit? What else would you like the collective to know? Ooh, sudden change, shocking news. We've got lightning here. This is a tower energy. What's this tower energy, Spirit? Yeah, something's going to shake up their life. Whether this is a job loss or someone's gonna get sick, whatever it is that they wanted for you, right? Like, say they wanted you to lose your job, or they wanted you to go to jail, or for you to get in trouble in some way, or maybe they wanted you to lose your house or your home or your apartment or something like that. This is the kind of stuff that's going to happen to them. Whatever they wanted for you, it's going to happen to them now with this tower energy. Yeah. That also aligns with the just something happened out of the blue, like you didn't expect it. I mean, typically if you have a fight with your significant other, they don't just leave and not come back, right? Your marriage isn't just over. But with this energy, I'm getting something is about to happen in their life that is going to be a huge change, a huge tower, something they're not expecting. And this is to be fair because of what they did to you. This is to be fair. These keep flying off the table. Okay, we've got Yes, we've got separation energy here. They're missing you. They just, yeah, they're heartbreaking. They're heartbroken. They're missing you. They're thinking about you. They're reminiscing. They're probably looking at pictures of you. Twin flames. You could be twin flames. That could resonate with you, but they're just missing you. They know that they made a mistake back there, listening to that other person. They could have gone back to this other person, and they're completely regretting it. They feel stuck. They feel stuck. What else, Spirit? Yeah, they feel that they have a soul contract with you and that they learned a lot. They learned a lot from this breakup with you. Whatever happened between the two of you, they've learned a lot from it. Now, that's not to say that they changed. We don't know if they changed. But actually, I'm getting that you changed, because we've got soul contract and ascending. What you learned from this, because of this shocking breakup, whatever this person did to you, whether they just up and ghosted you or they left you, they could have left you with no money, homeless, or whatever. They left you in a really bad spot. You learned so many lessons. You learned spiritual lessons. You learned to love yourself. You learned that you have to show up for you. You can't be codependent on anybody. You can't expect anybody to take care of you. And you ascended. You had a spiritual awakening because of all of this. This is your energy, collective. This is your energy. Yeah. And you could be with your soulmate. You could have met, after all of this, you could have met somebody who appreciates you and loves you for you and lets you be who you are and who you're not in a trauma bond with. And that's nice. That's a beautiful thing. But you ascended, yeah. You woke up. You woke up. You learned the spiritual lessons. You learned boundaries. You learned that you have to show up for you. You have to take care of you. Yeah. What else, Spirit? Yeah, you didn't expect this from this person. You could have expected it from, you could have been like, I've dated so many men, I've dated so many women, and it's like, I would have expected it from them. They were trash. They treated me like crap. But you didn't expect it from this person. For some reason, they had you fooled. They had you fooled. They manipulated you really, really good. Yeah. But you learned your lesson. Yeah, you sure did. Yep. And it woke you up and you learned. Yeah. That's awesome. I mean, it's not awesome that you had to go through all that hurt and pain, but it's awesome that you learned from it and you're moving on. You're moving on and you're moving up. Look, this is a hot air balloon. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? It was like this, the person that broke you up, they were just so envious, so jealous, and they couldn't stand to see you together. And I don't know how they broke you up, but they did it underhanded and sneaky, and they're very manipulative. Like, I'm getting like mind games. You could be dealing with an Aquarius. Yeah, they think that you're just mad. They want to get back with you, but I'm getting that because you learned so much from this and you ascended you ascended and you moved on. There's no going back. Whatever this person did to you, there's no going back. And you're not even mad about it. You're like, I healed. Like, I learned these lessons and I healed. Or you're still healing from this. But there's one thing for sure. When you think back on this person, you're not reminiscing like all good things, right? So like this person, he, she, or they, or whatever, they're thinking, oh, we'll always come back to each other. And you're like, no, honey, I will always remember that you were not it. You were not good for me. You were not good for me, and you never will be. But they're thinking about you like this. They're like, oh, they're being all daydreamy about you. They're just thinking like, oh, if it's meant to be, it'll be. We'll just run into each other randomly, at the Kroger or whatever. And you're like, I'll order Instacart. Yeah, not gonna happen. Yeah, they've now become the chaser. You're like, bye. Yeah, they're still codependent. They haven't healed that wound yet. They're still codependent, and you're like, whew, thank God I'm not codependent anymore. I'm independent. I'm sovereign. I'm 9 of Pentacles over here, okay? Yeah, we've got the teddy bear. They want to date you. They want to flirt. They want to be like, hi, hey, I'm still here. And you're like, mm-mm. You're like, I'm out of here. This chaser card, she's like running for her freedom. She's running for her freedom so much, she's like jumping from mountain to mountain. You're like, I'm out of here. No. Yeah, you will not accept any more backstabbing from this person. No. You're like, I've learned my lesson. I've had like 10 of these in my back, maybe more. No, thank you. Yeah, they didn't think that you saw this. And maybe you didn't. Maybe this could be confirmation for you. Right? But they were so sneaky and underhanded about it. And I'm sure they gaslighted you, like, oh, this is your fault. This is all because of you. This was not because of you. This was because of their ex. They either had some dirt on them, or they were holding their kid over their head, or because they were still in love with them and they just didn't want to see them happy with you, or they didn't like you. This is about you. They had to do something. All right, Spirit, tell me about this ex. Tell me about this ex, please. Not Collector's ex, but the baby mama, baby daddy. I'm just going to say it like that. Tell me about this ex. What's their deal? Why'd they do this? Why'd they do this? Their life could be in the toilet right now. Most likely they're pretending like everything's fine. They have this poker face and they're like, oh, I'm abundant. And, if they're married, they're like, our marriage is perfect. Or if they're single, they're like, oh, I'm single. I'm sovereign. I got a good job. I have money in the bank. Everything is going great. But they have this poker face and they're pretending. And on the inside, everything is crumbling. Everything is crumbling because whatever they did to you is coming back to them. Yeah. If they are in a marriage, that marriage is not working out. It's not working out at all. Or a relationship. That person could be cheating on them. That person could do something bad and go to jail. Or they could just be fighting all the time. Yeah. Their finances aren't good either. Okay, tell me about this baby mama, baby daddy, please. The ex that destroyed collective's relationship. What's their deal? They don't take accountability. They just blame everybody else. They did it. They did it. It's not my fault. Look at me. I'm good. I didn't do anything. Like they set everything in motion. You know, they hit the first domino, and then everything else falls, and they're like, I didn't do anything. They blame everybody else, or they shift the blame, and they don't take responsibility or accountability ever. Tell me more. 22 is significant, that number. Could be seeing that a lot. Also reminding me of it, like breaking down to 11, that is, use your intuition. Especially if these people want to come back into your life, that's a no. That's a no. Use your intuition. I mean, you're going to do what you're going to do, right? Make your own choices, but use your intuition, okay? If it feels icky, if it feels like a no, then it's a no. Yeah, this person is also a shapeshifter, meaning like they have a different personality for whoever they're around. So if they're around their parents, they can be an angel, you know, they're perfect. Everything is perfect, you know, and then if they're around their friends that they drink or smoke with, then they're that type of personality. But this person is a different person around everybody. Their work personality is different from their friend personality, which is different from their mother personality or their father personality. I mean, they're just, yeah. They also take people's energy. They're like an energy vampire. They will take someone's energy. They suck it all up till there's nothing left. They're very obsessive. Yeah. You never really know who this person is because they're a different person depending on who's standing right in front of them. And they become very, very obsessive. Like if they don't like you, they're going to do everything in their power to mess up your life. What else, Spirit? And of course, it's not going to be their fault because they're going to shift the blame. This person could try to be in a position of power. They could be a police officer, a lawyer, a therapist, something like that, so they can take advantage of people more. I'm getting that. They're a heartless lover. They don't treat the person that they're with, the partner, they treat them like trash, but they expect to be treated like gold. Tell me how that works. That's not how it works. Yeah. They're heartless. They're heartless and they don't have empathy. They don't have empathy. They only care about themselves. They're like, treat me like a queen or a king, and I'm just going to do what I'm going to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it, and I don't really give a crap about you. Literally, I'm going to treat you like trash, and if I want to leave, I'm just going to up and leave, and I don't care. And I don't care what happens to you either. Yeah. I don't care if you get hurt. I don't care if you go to jail. I don't care if you whatever. If you stay or go. They treat their partner like trash. And then they control them. They're like, you will do what I say. I'm in charge. I'm in control. I'm your husband. I'm your wife. You will do what I say. This person's a narcissist. They have narcissistic traits, it feels. All right, let's get one more. This person did not want your ex with you, or that, yeah, this person that you were with, they just didn't want you guys together for whatever reason. But what I'm picking up on is that this other person, this ex, baby mom, baby daddy, whoever, they were and are still in love with your ex. Now, if this is resonating for monster-in-law, mother-in-law, father-in-law, then they just didn't like you with their son or their daughter, and they felt like they didn't have the control that they wanted to have. Or perhaps the two of you were too different and they just broke it up because they didn't want y'all together. But they're very controlling, and they have narcissistic traits. That's what this whole thing is giving me. The energy is nasty. It's nasty. It's very selfish and self-serving. Yeah, we've got kryptonite and mousetrap. Sparkling and pretty on the outside, but toxic and ill-intentioned on the inside. Yeah, that's that poker face stuff. They might look all fine and pretty and handsome, and perhaps they work out and they're like, oh, yeah, well, that person's so nice. Look at them. They're nice to look at, but on the inside, they're gross. It's disgusting. Their energy is disgusting. I will tell you that. Mousetrap, this is what I was talking about earlier. They play games with people, mind games. They play games with their emotions and their life choices by trapping them emotionally and or physically. Yeah, they trap people. They trap people by either trap them with a baby or blackmail them, or with mental manipulation. Yeah. You better do this or you'll never see your child again. That kind of stuff. Getting heavy air energy, heavy Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. This is gross energy. Let's see. At the bottom of the deck, we have motion, but no ocean. Tries to rock the boat, but needs SOS to get someone off. Yeah, they're all bark and no bite, I guess. Well, I don't know if that's the same thing, but it's like they can dish it out, but they can't take it. That's kind of what I'm getting. It's like as long as it's all happening to you, they're fine with it. But the minute Spirit starts flipping the energy and now it's going to start to happen to them, they're not going to be able to handle this. They're not as strong as you are, collective. They're not as strong as you. So if like one of their loved ones starts to get sick or goes to jail or loses their job, or they can't pay their mortgage and they lose their house, or if they have to file for bankruptcy or something like that, they're not going to do well with this. They're not going to do well with this. And they're going to really regret treating people like trash and blaming everyone and not taking accountability and playing games with people. They're really going to regret that. All right, let's get some tarot. Hopefully this is confirmation for those of you that have gone through this. Spirit is turning the energy around. Okay, you are going to get good things Good things are going to happen for you, and whatever they wanted for you is going to start happening to them. And this is karma, okay? What you put out comes back. All right, Spirit. Yeah, they act like they have it all together, but they don't. On the inside, they're depressed. They don't know what they're gonna do. They know they can't ask for help because they've screwed everybody over. They're in heavy regret because you are probably the only person that would have helped them. Yeah, you would have helped them. But now you have distanced yourself from these people because you value your energy. You love yourself now. You've taken your power back. And now they regret it. They regret screwing you over. So, okay, Spirit, can we get some advice for the collective? Yeah, I saw the High Priestess, so use your intuition. Protect your energy. What is the advice for the collective when it comes to this ex and the person that broke them up? Feels like they kind of want to come back to ask for help. That's what I'm getting. In a manipulative way. It's the advice. Well, we've got the Ace of Pentacles because it's, because, I was going to say because. Hang on. They want money. They see your abundance and they want a piece of it. They want to ask you for money. What else, Spirit? What is the collective's advice for this Ace of Pentacles? My dogs are hanging out with me. Okay. Yeah, they are going through karma. And they see you as very abundant. They're definitely going through karma. The Wheel of Fortune is in reverse. They see you as very, very fortunate, that luck is on your side. You're very abundant right now. They are very bitter. Again, I'm seeing air energy here. And your advice is to stay on your spiritual path, your spiritual journey. We've got the Knight of Cups and the Hierophant. To me, I read this as like, just keep going, go with God, with spirit, with your journey. Keep doing what you're doing. This Hierophant energy. Yeah. Because they are bitter, angry, getting karma served. I mean, a plate of karma served cold doesn't taste very good, but it's because of their own actions. And you're sitting in this energy, collective. You're sitting in the Ace of Pentacles, getting new opportunities, getting abundance, because you worked for it. You worked very hard for this. You did a lot of healing for this. You're not sitting there blaming everybody else. You took accountability for your actions, for your mistakes, for the things that you did to other people. You didn't just point fingers and say, no, they did it, and he did it, she did it, they did it. No, you took accountability. You don't treat people like trash. You're beautiful inside and out. And there was a time when you were unhealed and you had to learn things, but you learned to take accountability. You learned that, yeah, you did make mistakes. And you came clean about it, and then you learned from it, and then you moved forward. But this person, these people are stuck in their own garbage. And instead of taking accountability, they just have this shapeshifter energy. They're just like, oh, well, I'll just be this person over here. I'll just be a different person in my next relationship. But every time it's just going to end like this. It's going to end in a tower. They just keep trapping people. I want you to look at this card. They just keep trapping people. What they don't realize is that this is what they're doing to themselves. They trap themselves. All they wanted was freedom, right? When they ran from you, they're like, oh, I just want freedom. I just want to live my life, blah, blah, blah. They trap themselves. You just keep moving on. You just keep going. You keep going on your spiritual journey, honey. Yeah. That's right. They're not as strong as you, collective. That's what I said. They're not as strong as you. They're only out for themselves. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Possibly gold diggers. They just want the money. What they don't understand is if they heal and grow and learn, that's where the abundance comes from. Okay, let's get a good karma card and then we're going to close it out. So yeah, I would not recommend letting these people back in your life. Of course, it's up to you. I mean, if they come back around and they want to make amends or something, that's up to you. You could have a conversation. They can submit it in writing, send you a letter, whatever. But there's nothing that says that you have to entertain this person or these people, right? I mean, if they decide to heal, that's wonderful and that's great for them to do that. My Band-Aid keeps falling off. That's great for them, but you did your work, okay? You did your work. Now it's up to them to do theirs. So you, it's not your responsibility to heal these people, okay? All right, what's the message? What should my collective do? Oh, I wanted to get some letters. Let's do that too before we leave. Okay. We keep falling. We keep dropping these. Oh, okay. Buy a bird feeder, fill it, and hang it. These are good karma cards. Let's feed the birds. That's nice. Okay, let's do one more. I've actually been wanting to do that. I love birds. I'm going to do that. Because they come over and then they eat. They all come over and then they eat the food. And then you get to see the birds up close. And they're so cute. Aww. Of course, my dogs will probably bark at them, but that's okay. Pay for the person behind you at the drive-thru. I've done that before. Yeah. Look at that. Nice. Okay, so those are the good karma cards. Oh, I wanted to just get a couple of letters to see. Let's get some initial. All right, the word bad is coming out right away. Bad. Okay, the word badass came out right away. So that's what y'all are. You got through all of this nonsense. Y'all are badasses. All right, the 10, Ten, is coming out. Something about 10. That is closure. This is closure for many of you. Something about AI. It's reminding me of you could have been stalked online by these people. The name Ben is coming through. Tad. We've got the name Tessa, Tessa. I don't know if that's short for anything, but Tessa is coming through. The name Dan is coming through. We've got the name Anne. Annie. We've got Stan, Stan, Stan. We've got CSEE. This is something many of you have already seen through your third eye. Daisy is coming through. Daisy could be your nickname or could be your name. It's a beautiful name. I like that name. Okay. We've got Bae. It's a term of endearment for many people. Called your significant other Bae. Let's see. The name Tanya is coming through. Sad is coming through. They are sad. They do miss you. They do miss you. Like I said, the one that broke it up still loves the one that left you, and the one that left you regrets it, and they still care about you. They still love you. But I'm getting that it's over. It's too late. Too late. All right. We've got. Let's see. The word bat is coming through. B-A-T. The word tan. T-A-N. Tanny. T-A-N-I. I don't know if that's a name. Could be. All right, here. I'm going to shake it up one more time. See what we get, and then we'll close it. Okay, the word dent is coming through. I hope this didn't happen, but someone could have used a bat to dent in your car. Someone wants to send you a letter or sent you a letter. Something about the name Beatrice. Honey is coming through. Also, term of endearment. Honey, they could have called you honey. Ant is coming through. A-N-T. Someone's name is Anthony. Also, they tried to make you feel very small. Interesting thing about ants, they might be small, but they're very, very strong. Don't you all forget about that, okay? We are very strong over here in this collective. Don't you forget about that. All right, let's see. I see Dada again. SSI. Someone could have done this for Social Security benefits or to steal your Social Security benefits. I'm seeing diet here. This narc could have made fun of you, your weight, whether it's overweight, underweight, whatever. They could have just made fun of your physical appearance, something to do with your diet. Not very nice. I'm seeing AA and NA. There could be some recovering addicts. Or they could be an alcoholic or have a drug problem. This person could be bisexual. They could be on EBT benefits. You could be a victim of SA. Sorry. And I'm seeing TBD. Okay, that is it. All right, collective, this is your message. I hope that it was helpful. Remember, don't dim to fit in, shine bright, and live true. And I will see you in the next video.